Hi there everyone, and welcome back to Kelly's Homemade Kitchen. Tonight I am making, by request, something called a Leches Milk Cake. It's a Spanish recipe, and I thought since I'm making a Spanish cake, I may as well, fill the part, so hence the dress. What this basically is a vanilla flavored cake that upon bringing it out of the oven and cooling it off, it's when you poke it with several toothpicks and pour what is called the milk icing down into those toothpick holes. And after it's settled, we're going to put fresh strawberries, fresh kiwi, and fresh blackberries on top. So let's get going. Let me grab this fruit. I should have had it out already, but if that's the least of my goofs, I'll be very satisfied. And I waited until the cakes were baked and cooled before starting the video. So I think we should definitely have only a one-part video. So no part two, isn't that great? I love when that happens. So, as I said, we have this particular customer of mine, which is a very good friend named Mary. Hi, Mary. She's the one that ordered this. So she wanted it in a round layer cake version. So what is done in order to have a level cake, we put the bottom layer top side down. And we're going to get a toothpick. I should have that over with me already. And I did not. But we're going to, hold on a moment. Let me get this lined up a little bit. We're going to poke multiple holes in this cake with this toothpick. And the milk icing, as it's called, is a mixture of powdered sugar, 2 cups, with 3.5 cups of milk, whole milk. So it's a very runny, but that's how the recipe goes. So what we are going to do is get a dipping instrument. I poked all these holes in here, so I'm going to pour this milk icing onto this bottom layer. Again, this is a Spanish recipe. It's called a Leches Milk Cake. And this beautiful friend of mine, Mary, down in, well, I don't see where she lives. She's about an hour south of me. I'll just leave it at that. Excuse me. She had asked me about this recently, if I could possibly look it up and make it for her. And by sheer coincidence, I had just ran across this recipe about a week before she brought it up to me. And I had made one and sold it in one of my farmers markets to a lady that was very excited to get it. She said, you never see that anywhere, not in a bakeries. You have to always get it special made. So she was real thrilled to come across that Leches Milk Cake that day. So at this point, we will put the top layer facing upwards on top of this. We are also going to poke holes all through this one with a toothpick as well. All right, and pour the rest of this milk icing onto the cake. And, being American, growing up in the South, and the most exotic cake I ever ran across growing up down there was, perhaps a hummingbird cake. But that was few and far between. So this icing I just poured on was very runny, as you saw, but after it sits in the refrigerator overnight, it will thicken. So what we're going to do in the meantime is place this fresh fruit on top. It, as I mentioned earlier, calls for strawberries, kiwi, and blackberries, which is a great combination. You gotta admit that. It will be divine, I'm sure. I've never eaten one, but I'm anxious to see how my friend reacts to this after she's gotten it and tried it, which will be Monday. I'm going to deliver it to her while I'm in town that day. Kiwi. Obviously, I'm just randomly placing it where each piece of fruit fits. And, if it will, it will. If it won't, it won't. Put on, I believe this was 4 kiwi I sliced up. And that's about the most I can get on it. I was able to find these beautifully delicious looking supersize blackberries earlier today at the grocery. So we're gonna place as many as possible on this. I mean, look at that, isn't that amazing? It's hard for me not to eat that. So it's just in my opinion, a perfect final touch. The fruits being strawberry, kiwi, and blackberries. Uh, as I said, running across this gorgeous looking carton of blackberries this evening was absolutely awesome. So there it is. That is a Leches Milk Cake, which is of Spanish origin and will be at one of my very good friend's house in a few hours from now. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And drop me a comment anytime you'd like to request anything whatsoever to be made. If it can be baked, I can make it. I guarantee it. So again, thank you for watching.